Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to the Pondering Nerdcast. This is episode 6 of season 2. We have been. Is it okay to say we're sponsored by Gaming Rebellion or presented by Gaming Rebellion? I don't know what to say.
Both.
We're both. We're sponsored and presented by GamingRebellion.com. Go there, find us. You'll love it. It's awesome. Great articles.
Check out all the other great articles. We had a lot of great articles going up this week, so be sure to check those out.
Yeah, so definitely check that out and show some support, show your love, and all that good stuff. All right, let's get started with the show. So we're going to start off with something, the top of our show here, which is, I think, this, in my opinion, one of the more dumbest things to hit the internet. McDonald's has decided to redesign their Hamburglar. And
it's all anyone can talk about today.
And
the general consensus is he's either creepy, he's sexy, or he's a pro wrestler. I go with pro wrestler.
Yeah. You know, some people are saying like he's a dad who he just picked out the lamest costume he can find. And I don't know.
If you look at the promos, the funny thing is he's supposed to be a dad now. Like, if you look at the freaking promo, you don't see his face. You just see some guy flipping burgers with, like, a striped apron on. You're like, a striped apron? I wonder who that could be. And
I don't get it.
You see his kid seeing him flip burgers and going, yo, the way you flipped those burgers was so cool. I'm serious.
I don't get it. Like, reading the article here, he's like, it's so weird how that's happening.
Apparently McDonald's is coming out with like these sirloin 3rd-pound burgers, so that's what the whole promo is about. But it's weird and confusing.
I don't know. That just.
I don't understand why they're trying to. I mean, because the Hamburglar is supposed to be like this kid type. I mean, he's like involved in all the he's involved in all the kid promotions. So why they got this? Yeah, it is creepy. It's super creepy. They got this dude to just be the new Hamburglar. Like da 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 da. It's creepy as shit.
Make it even creepier. You know, the Hamburglar usually his catchphrase is like, "Oh, rabble, rabble, whatever." So the end of the promo, you just hear like this creepy. It's either trying to be creepy or sexy. This creepy whisper just going, "Rabble, rabble."
What?
Rabble.
I think the folks over at McDonald's marketing team they're high. They have to be high. Or this is some sort of late April Fool joke. So this has got to be a prank. I can't... Who would sit there it's like, this is good, guys. Run with this. It's like...
Look at their market, though, lately, man. They've been, like, doing this marketing campaign of, like, everything's being modernized, and it's, like, a hipster-type deal, and... You know, so I mean, this plays right into it. I'm not surprised by it. You know, I don't know why everybody's like getting all crazy about it. It's Hamburglar, for Christ's sakes. Like, who cares? It's Hamburglar.
He just looks super creepy to me. Like, the whole thing is just kind of like weird and just. And also, can anybody tell me, are those? He's wearing sneakers. I know he had red shoes back in the day, but are those October Reds from Kanye West?
Dude, I wear shoes from Walmart. You were asking the wrong guy, bro.
Because I don't know what those are. It's like, it's so weird. I was like, it looks like, you know, I did a quick look up of October Reds. They kind of look like them, but except this now, I don't even know if these shoes are out or not, but they have like one strap and he has like 2 on his. So, but it looks kind of dirty because maybe, you know, dirty hipster, if you want to go with that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have. I'm just creeped out by it. That's my opinion of this new Hamburglar. So I guess this is going to be a new campaign going forward, and I can't wait to see what they do with the rest of the gang. that should be interesting.
Like I said, I remember reading a comment once saying, like, what are they going to do next? Are they going to make, like, a realistic CGI Grimace? If anybody's not familiar with Grimace, he's that purple mascot from McDonald's, a weird purple turd dude. And somebody said, oh, well, if they make him CGI, is his skin purple, or is it fur? Or
Oh, God. Well, they already came up with this guy, so... Yeah, I won't put it past
They're gonna make him like a Dr. Manhattan type, but instead of blue, he'll just be purple. That'd be Grimace.
Just like in a purple bodysuit, just running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, that's the dumb thing to hit the internet today. Or is it today? I don't even know when this came out, but it's really stupid.
I think it was today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We record this on Thursday, people. So, this comes up on a Monday. But
yeah.
Thursdays.
In the past, in the future, and then present. But anyway, moving on from this stupidity, let's go talk a little bit more about some gaming hardware news, if you will. So Oculus Rift, if you've been interested in like virtual reality headsets or anything like that, Oculus Rift is probably will be at your forefront of, okay, these are the guys who are doing it right. And they released a short blog with two pictures of the consumer, like the one they're going to sell in stores or you can order. That is going to come out early 2016, first quarter, I should say. So first quarter, if I should explain to people, that means the first 4 months in the year. So they gave no date. There is no pricing. There are other articles you can look up. That will talk about pricing. They say that it may be a little bit more than the Samsung VR Gear. If you don't know what that is, it's like a little thing you buy. You put your big ass phone in there, and boom, headset, virtual reality headset, and that costs about $200. So I'm predicting this thing is going to cost around $299, or maybe $350.
Well, that was the thing about the post, man, was like, it's vague as shit. It doesn't say exactly what hardware it's going to work with. It doesn't say exactly what software it's going to work with. It doesn't say a price. It's just, hey, we're going to bring it to you early 2016, and pre-orders are going up later this year.
Yeah.
But it's
awesome.
Like, there's nothing, I mean, it's been vague. There's nothing that's like making me want to go out. I mean, because they've said before in the past that they are not going to be specifically working with any type of or they're not going to have at least specific partnerships with any type of consoles or anything like that. They didn't want to limit themselves to gaming. So with the dev kits because people have been able to buy dev kits. That was a question Alyssa had before the podcast, that because some people didn't know that you could already buy them. But dev kits have been going out for a while, and you got to program them yourselves.
Yeah.
So obviously with a consumer version, you would think you don't need to do that there's going to be some sort of plug and play stuff that you'll be able to play. But at the same time, I mean, to not have any kind of information that you can release right now, I mean, it's just came off as super vague. It's not getting me hyped about it whatsoever. You know what I mean? I hate to be a negative Nancy about it, but I was just like, eh.
No, you're completely right, because it's... You go ahead, Alyssa. You want to say something?
Oh, no, it's just I for one, was never really that hyped for the Oculus Rift, but I'm probably in the small minority. Like, I'm not that big into, like, first-person stuff anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be cool, but... to play like a first person game with the Oculus Rift, but like a sci-fi game where just to be cool just to walk around and explore. I think that stuff's cool, but I'd be terrified to play a horror game first person.
See, and that's the thing with it is like there's gonna have to be, if you're gonna play a video game, at least there's gonna have to be a controller so that you can move around. At least, walking around and stuff. Otherwise, you'd have to buy some sort of Omni treadmill and figure out how to make the two coincide with each other.
Right.
Which some people have been able to do already, but at the same time, those are engineers that have bought dev kits and played with it and stuff.
Yeah.
And for the general consumer, it's going to be, if you can play it with a game, you're going to have a controller or something to play it, because that's just going to feel a little awkward. Like games where you're going to be able to play like in a mech or something like that, it'll feel a little more natural because you're just sitting there, or a flight simulator or a race car game or something like that. Anything where you're just sitting down and you're kind of just looking at the environment around you, it would feel more natural. If you're playing a first-person type shooter, it's going to feel real weird, kind of like running around, but you're looking with your head, you know what I mean? So that's kind of going to be weird, but yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I guess, again, it would have been nice to have some more information, but they were about big as hell with everything. So.
For the last 2 months or so, I've been doing a lot of research on VR headsets, and, at one point I was like, these are real VR headset. These are not, because what I've discovered is a lot of companies, I think it's about maybe 10 companies now, are putting out their version of what they consider a virtual reality headset. And my conclusion is, what I've come to is, like, VR headsets are just, you don't necessarily need any software in the headset itself, because most of the companies are going the phone route where, like what Samsung Gear has, like all it is just something to put on your face, and then you slide your phone in, and that will run the simulation for you, the whole environment, and everything will be powered through your phone. But that's some companies. Oculus Rift is completely a little bit different, although they are using a phone screen to display the information to you, but it's not being run off of a phone. So yeah, like from what I understand about this, and dev kits are around $300, $350 if you really want one. You can get it straight from the Oculus Rift website. So,
well, I could be wrong, but PlayStation's working on one as well.
No, yeah, Morpheus.
Sony, maybe it's just Sony. I don't know if it's just PlayStation. It could be Sony altogether. But either way, like, if Sony's already working on one, why the hell would I not just get that one when I have a PS4? It seems like
it's built right in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I don't know.
And I gotta say, out of all the different headsets I've been looking at, Sony has the best looking one. Just the design. It's called Project Morpheus. Like, it's kind of hard to get information on it, because they just kind of like, oh, proof of concept. Hey guys, look, it's cool. We might do it or something. Whatever. But at least we know that works with the PlayStation 4, and that's what it's going to be for.
Well, we would hope, right? I'm sure it wouldn't be compatible with every game, I'm sure, but
probably,
in the future, at least it would be tech that could be used in the future. Anyway,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just curious how they're going to market it, but I guess we'll see. Anywho, next up here is a story which kind of set, like, it's not even really, it's a story, but Tom Hardy, the actor, if you know who he is, he's going to be the new Mad Max. He played Bane in, Batman Rises, the last one. Yeah, it's called Batman Rises, in the Dark Knight trilogy. He's expressed interest in playing the character Punisher. If you know your comic books, if you know that character, he's...
Wait, who did you say he played in Batman? Sorry, I caught
Bane.
that late. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're correct. I'm sorry. I thought for some reason, my mind, it took a second to process. I was like, wait did you just say he played Batman? No. He didn't okay, sorry.
Yeah. He played Bane. He, I could just picture him calling his agent, I would like to play the Punisher.
I want to play Bane. No, it's awesome.
I don't think he talks like that, but because
like Sean Connery.
Yeah, it's like that'd be awesome. But yeah, he expressed interest in playing the Punisher. So as with any geek-related stories like this, it got posted in a bunch of different groups that I'm in and all over Facebook. So people were just like veering off the what the topic is, which is, should Tom Hardy, is he good for that role? Does he fit that? Where it's like, okay, I want to see this person play him instead, or whatever, And the Punisher franchise, I would say, when it comes to the movies, has always been a bit rough. Like, there's one with Dolph Lundgren, and there was like 2 that came out in past years that they were violent,
not so good,
but it was really badly written. And like, there was like, I think this Punisher Warzone, which is the latest theatrical attempt, I would say. The guy, he looked apart. The violence was over the top and crazy, just like Punisher. And the whole point to the character is like, he is unwavering. He doesn't give a shit. You break the law, he's going to fuck you up. That sort of thing. So I mean, I can see Tom Hardy playing him, but who do you guys like? Do you guys have like any like actors that you think that can fit this role?
I can't really pinpoint anyone at the moment, but I could definitely see Tom Hardy playing a Punisher. I think he'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
I think Michael Fassbender. Fassbender. I think the guy who played, if you're not familiar with that name, he's the guy who played Magneto in First Class and Days of Future Past. He's also been in a bunch of other stuff. So he would obviously have to not do the British accent, but I think he could do that. And yeah, I mean, there's like a handful of people that I think could do that, and Tom Hardy's not a bad choice, though. I think it's way more likely we're going to see a Punisher show and not a movie. And specifically in that article, when he's talking with that reporter or whatever, because this all came out of like 4 sentences that he said or something, you know what I mean, to this reporter.
Right, yeah.
And he said, he was like, I don't even know if I could be Punisher. I'm too short. But he said something about he wanted to be in a movie. Like, the question was about, like, if you could be a Marvel character movie, type deal. And he said Punisher. So if Netflix came to him and said, hey, we heard you want to be Punisher. You want to be Punisher for the Netflix show. Something tells me he's not going to, because those zeros aren't going to be the same as he would have got from a movie. You know what I mean?
Right,
so, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he would take a TV role or at least a series role, you know what I mean?
I mean, if the Punisher, I know they say that they greenlit the Punisher series, but they're not revealing like the cast yet, so we don't know. Like, how much does Netflix pay their actors? Because it might be very lucrative.
Most of their actors, I mean, like lately they've been starting to go and grab some bigger names. Like with Daredevil, they got Rosario Dawson, been in a bunch of films. They went and got Vincent. I always get his last name wrong, but Vincent D'Agostino, something. Like I always get his last name wrong. D'Ontario or something. I think it's D'Ontario. Vincent D'Ontario. He, like they've reached out and they've started to grab some bigger name people. So it's not saying that they couldn't, but at the same time, I mean, this guy you're talking about the same guy who was Bane, who was in Inception, who just has now a feature film, Mad Max, out. Just to go from that to doing a series, that's kind of a weird jump. And I think he could do it, like I said, but would he do it for an actual series instead of a movie? I don't know. I think that's iffy at best. You know what I mean? Probably the same with Michael Fassbender, in fairness. You know what I mean? Because we are talking about a TV show. That's the one thing we got to keep in mind. Like, this is going to be a TV show, not a movie. Right. So with Netflix, honestly, they're probably going to go with somebody we've never heard of. They're probably going to go with some up-and-coming actor that, if you have heard of him, he had some small role on something that you just happened to see.
Right.
But they're probably going to go with somebody we're going to be like, who is this? Because, like, the guy who played Daredevil, I mean, he wasn't on anything else, was he? Like,
he was in this movie called, the only thing I've really known from is there's a movie that came out, maybe I think 2005. There's a movie called Stardust, which is based off a book and a comic book by Neil Gaiman. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Gaiman. The same the same author who wrote the Sandman comic books.
I thought you meant Neil Diamond, like the singer.
Oh no, Neil Gaiman.
Not unusual.
Oh, Neil Gaiman, yeah, Neil Gaiman.
Is it Gaiman? Some people said it's Gaiman. Some people said it's I don't know.
No, it's spelled
tomato.
Gayman. It's Gaiman.
No, it's Gaiman.
Shows our maturity when we say Gaiman. We all chuckle.
No.
He's a great writer. No, but he was like the main role in that movie, and it's funny because if you watch that movie, his character is like totally different. You're like, oh, he's like this princely character. Think of like a princess kind of feel. Like he's on a quest to like find this star to bring to this girl, this fallen star to bring back to this girl that he likes. But it's like.
Yeah,
very
I think
whimsical movie.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, going back to my point, I was just saying like they get people that you don't, because I mean I've never watched Stardust, but I had never heard of this guy until he played Daredevil. So I was just saying that like it's one of these things where they're probably going to grab somebody that we don't really know, but
yeah, probably
also on Boardwalk Empire too.
Oh,
he was in Boardwalk. Oh yes, he was. Oh my goodness, he was.
Oh, I don't watch that
I totally
show, so.
didn't even make that connection. He's like the Irish help
he's
or
on
whatever.
Boardwalk Empire.
Oh wow, okay, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Boardwalk Empire is an awesome HBO show. If you got HBO Go, that is definitely worth going back and watching. Definitely recommend that one, man. Steve Buscemi, he knocks that out of the park. He did an awesome job on that role. Anyway.
Anyway.
Back to the show and topics.
Yeah. So
you should totally watch Stardust because Robert De Niro's also in it, and he's fabulous. More ways than one.
Okay. Recommendation. Watch Stardust.
No impressions.
So yeah, like
in the sci-fi.
So yeah, so I mean, let us know what you guys think. Do you think Tom Hardy is a good pick? Who do you think would fit the role? And also you should check out. There was a short. I think it's called "Dirty Laundry," or just if you type in it's called "Dirty Laundry," a Punisher short by the actor who actually played in the most recent, not Warzone, but the Punisher movie before that. He's in that as Punisher.
Thomas Jane?
I think that's his name. Yeah. I don't remember right now, but yeah, the one that Warzone, but the one before that,
with
the one
John
with the big,
Travolta,
the one with the dude with the big ears.
Yeah, with John Travolta as the main bad guy.
Yeah, you can find that on anywhere on YouTube. So just type in "Dirty Laundry." Anyway, moving on. So we're gonna talk about fun things. And fun things like where you pay lots of money and get online and stuff, except it's all virtual. If you get where we're going here. So, what would you say if I told you that you can go to a theme park and you can have superpowers? Would you go?
Yes.
Yeah, would you?
Such a lame way to introduce the topic. Shut up. Virtual reality theme parks. That's what we're talking about.
Virtual reality theme parks, people. This is a thing. It's called The Void. And this was a Kickstarter, apparently, back in 2013, I believe it was. It was successfully funded. And, there's like a video that, you can look and check out.
Definitely watch that video because it gets you like hyped to go to this thing. Like I want to go. I saw the trailer and I want to go. Like I was like hands down, I'm going to this place eventually because it looks like a holodeck. Like if you watch the trailer, it looks like a holodeck. You put on. Apparently, I don't know if they're going to be able to. If they're going to have like programs that these are the specific things you can go do. Because like in the trailer. They got a lot to live up to in that trailer. Okay, first of all, there's like some Star Battle stuff happening. There is like a monster chasing you, so there's some horror type stuff. There's the thing that got me excited, and this is just like the RPG Lord of the Rings geek in me. But at the end, where like the people are standing there and they got their little fake weapons, but then it flips over to the virtual reality side, and they're all standing there, and the dragon swoops down, and they're about to go ham on this drag. Oh man, dude! Like sign
That
me
looks
up. I'm
cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. Like the biggest thing for me is like, as a fat man, if I was fighting this dragon, I'm probably going to get winded halfway through fighting it. So there's no way to make that cool, you know what I mean? Like, shing, shing, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it would still be so much fun. Like, goodness gracious, that would be like. And then, like, in the trailer, they showed the thing rocking back and forth, where I'm guessing that's like a star vehicle. They kind of showed the trailer where, like, you're in some kind of flight sim. Yeah, Imagine if they incorporated both of those. You start out in one of those, like, in the flight thing, and then it crashes. And then you jump out. Well, you jump out with your gun, and you start shooting and stuff. Like, the possibilities are endless. The thing that they had about the Steam thing coming down, like the precipitation to make it feel like rain and stuff. Holy crap, man. Sorry, God. I'm so excited for this after I saw that trailer. Watch the go watch the trailer right now.
It's
after the show, actually.
Right now.
Watch the trailer.
Right now.
Right meow. Right meow. Meow. Yeah, so this is called The Void. You know, just look for thevoid.com, and it's going to be opening in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I don't think they mentioned an actual date when this is gonna be, like when you can go and actually do this stuff, but it looks pretty cool. They're saying that, you know, they're gonna have dual high density curve OLED displays, meaning like 1080p per eye. So it's probably gonna be crazy crisp, whatever you're looking at. And you know, custom optics, high quality THX headphones. So everything's gonna look good, sound good. And from the video that I saw, it looks like they're going to, like Nate was saying, like they're going to have like practical effects, you know. So like one part that was pretty cool is like when the guy's walking with his fake lantern, and like there's like strings and it looks like cobwebs. What he's seeing is cobwebs. I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool things that they could do with that to make it super realistic. Like my question is, and I kind of said this to y'all before the show, is I'm wondering how many forms you're going to have to sign to be able to go into this thing, because I mean, you're talking you just have hazards for, and you're talking your general gaming hazards of anybody that's going to have seizures obviously can't do this, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then now you're even going to have to bring into account, is this going to be so realistic? And we don't know, obviously, this trailer now, granted, let's take it back a notch and do say that this trailer is obviously not in-game engine. This is not what they're seeing, you know what I mean? So we don't know exactly how realistic this stuff is going to look.
Right.
But at the same time, how could you imagine you're playing that horror game, somebody drops dead from a heart attack because something just crept up behind them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I can only imagine, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they put health restrictions, like if you're over a certain weight you can't do this, or if you're I don't know, like you're gonna have to sign something that says they're not liable if you drop dead by playing it.
Yeah, you would have to, because what they're aiming to do, all the practical effects that they're gonna put into doing this stuff, and then the way display technology is advancing, now we're up to 8K and some shit. So it's not too long before that comes into a smaller form factor where things look so crisp, look so real. It will trick the brain into, reacting in a certain way that will probably affect you in a certain way. But, but I guess that's up to the person. If you really have to determine, is this happening or not?
I mean, you probably couldn't have soldiers that are, have PTSD episodes.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't have them playing it because you don't want that. I mean, and if they did, you'd have to make double sure they weren't armed going in there. They don't have some weapon that's concealed or something.
Yeah. You have to be very careful about this
stuff. The gear, though, like, that was one thing you said before the podcast. The gear itself, like, looks about like 10 pounds of gear.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly like the holodeck, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I hope that gear is durable, because if you're playing some of these games, God knows you're going to run into a wall or run into somebody else, or something. Like, if I'm fighting a dragon, I'm going to be rolling around on the ground and shit, you know what I mean? So, I'm just saying,
because
like,
the backpack, it looks like a small turtle shell, and the helmet and everything is really huge. So I don't think there's gonna be a lot of rolling around going on.
Could you imagine being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That was one of the programs.
Oh man!
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Imagine if Ghostbusters was one of the.
This is kind of cool.
That would be.
They have a raptor. They call it the Rapture glove. I guess you will feel certain things on your hands when you're doing things. That's pretty cool.
That already creeps me out. They're already going to design it so spiders are crawling on your hands, and I don't want no part.
Oh my god!
No.
Good.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Nope.
I'll be like, I'll take all the other gear, but you can keep the hand shit.
Nope. It's like not doing that. But yeah,
no.
Definitely. I guess go to the website, keep it, whenever this happens. Quite honestly, I'm very interested in actually going to. I want to go, just to see what they're going to do with this, how far they're willing to take it, and see if they can trick me in any way.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
We all gotta go.
It's a Pondering Nerd mission. Now. We gotta go.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're all gonna be there. We'll be there. No. Okay. All right. So next up, we're gonna talk about some more theme parks. Yeah. So Nintendo is looking to have a theme park. So,
teamed with Universal.
Yes. Universal Studios. Universal Studio, we should put like an asterisk, what Universal Studios. So, yeah, they're going to team up with Universal Studios to create a Nintendo theme park. With, various attractions and of all their favorite Nintendo characters.
Though they have not said exactly who. Like, they just announced this, so it's not like they're already done and they're about to be ready. No, they're still in concept phase, and they still have not, like I said, they still have not announced exactly what you're going to see. But yeah, just that thought as a gamer, being able to go on some rides with some of your most beloved video game characters. I wanted to kind of see what kind of rides you guys wanted to see. You know what I mean? What kind of rides, what theme? You have to pick a character and then design a ride based around that character. Wow. Or at least what you think would be the concept, obviously, of that game.
I just want to say I am so hyped about a Nintendo theme park, because this was like a dream of mine. This was even before, like Nintendo came out with Nintendo Land, that video game. I was like, oh my god, a theme park! It could be like Disney World, but instead of Cinderella's castle, it could be like Princess Peach's castle or Zelda's castle. Yeah. They could do it like how Disneyland they have like Cinderella's castle, and Disney World it's Sleeping Beauty's castle, or vice versa. So they could have in one park it's Zelda's castle, and the other one's
okay.
They could have Princess Peach's castle. But anyway, moving on.
I think for me, as a ride, probably Metroid. That'd probably be cool. That actually would make sense with a VR
dark ride.
Yeah, like Metroid sort of thing.
Dark ride.
Yeah.
Oh, they could make it like that Buzz Lightyear ride, like where you have to go around and shoot enemies.
Okay. Yeah.
Or there was like the Men in Black ride from Universal Studios. Oh, that's already in Universal Studios, so
right, yeah, it's you could just go across the street.
Or even just the dark ride.
I have something else I want to add to this park. Right, I want them to have a Smash Brothers area to put all the kids and just have them go at it. Like, yeah.
Children having a battle royale.
They'll beat the crap out of each other.
And the parents will be there betting on them, like, go kick his ass. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. No. But maybe think about it, Nintendo.
I'd love to see something Zelda related, but because Zelda is like one of my favorite video game franchises of all time, but I can't think of any ride or attraction based off it, because except for maybe a dark ride, like going through and like seeing different, parts of the story, and then Ganon comes out and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna destroy all of you," and or maybe the stage. That's about it.
Maybe like a horse riding ride of Zelda.
Ooh.
Yeah, that might work. Yeah,
a Mario Kart test track.
I was gonna say Mario Kart, little go-kart type things would be really cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
I hope it's not. I hope it wouldn't be something as lame as some bumper cars. And even if you were on a set track or something, say that the cars were all set up at the same, to do something, but they were all interacting with each other, and they would obviously with Mario Kart, you would obviously have to figure out how to integrate something where you can use.
Shells and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Obviously. I mean, and you can't physically fling shells at people, so they would have to figure out some virtual way of doing that.
Yeah, that's so dangerous.
A couple things.
I'll probably have a park for little kids, here's the Super Mario World playground.
Here's Toad's Kingdom for you guys.
Toad's Treasure Hunt.
A couple of things that I'd love to see would obviously be, one would be a Star Fox type deal where you are flying through space,
that would be awesome.
One of these things that's turning around and you're in a space battle, and that frog dude's like, "I got your back, Star Fox," and you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, a 3D flight simulator. That would be amazing.
That would be really awesome. And also, with any good theme park, there has to be some sort of water ride. And I propose a Donkey Kong barrel water ride.
Yes!
You gotta sit in a
just
barrel.
Drop them, boom, boom.
Yeah, and there's cool. You gotta collect bananas as you go or something for a prize at the end or something. Yeah. That would be so awesome.
They could make it Splash Mountain. You go up and you go through the tunnel and you just see Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong and all his other jungle friends.
Yeah.
And then you go down in the barrel. Down. Seriously, you just take any ride from Disney World and just make it.
Just reskinned it.
Yes.
I mean, exactly. I'm sure they're gonna have to put in their own things that make it unique and stuff like that. But the whole thing about Nintendo, right, is video games are very interactive with the consumer and the player, you know what I mean? So you would think that these games, or I keep saying games, you would think that these rides are and attractions are going to all be interactive, or all going to be some sort of way that the consumer can get involved and have fun at these theme parks. Because if it's just a set ride, I mean, honestly, if you turned that Donkey Kong ride just into a replica of Splash Mountain, I would be pissed as hell. I'd be like, really? That's all it is? That's the Donkey Kong ride? You just go up, come down. It's they have a chance to do something really cool here with the great IPs that everybody loves. I think Alyssa's idea for Peach's Castle, as she was explaining that, in my mind, I'm thinking N64 Peach's Castle, and so it would be so awesome if you walked into they had an actual castle set up, and some of the illusions, you pass a painting and the painting does this illusionary thing, you could jump through it, or you could walk up endless stairs. I don't know if y'all remember that from N64, but there's
I remember.
If you hadn't unlocked Bowser yet, the stairs were just endless. You know what I mean? So you could try and go up these trick stairs that just never end. It's like an escalator that never fucking ends.
I could see that because I just went to Universal Studios recently, and I went to mostly just to the Harry Potter section. So anybody who's familiar with Harry Potter, the main character, Harry Potter, when he goes, to Hogwarts, he stands on, there's platform 9, platform 10, and to get to, the Hogwarts Express, he goes into platform 9 3/4. At platform 9 3/4, to get in, he has to go through the wall.
Yeah.
So they actually were able to pull off this illusion at the park, because you can ride the train to go back to both Harry Potter parks.
Right.
And the way they did it was the line is sort of snaking around, and you're looking at an angle, as you're going through the platform, you just see the wall from a side view, you just see the wall there's 9, and then there's 10. You just see a brick wall. But they made this sort of illusion to make it like the people in front of you at a certain angle. It looks like they're going through the wall. There's like a window plane to make it look like you see the people in front of you like vanishing. So
that sounds pretty cool. But one thing about this theme park, well, if they're ever going to make it, they should leave out Pokemon. And just sell merchandise. The reason why I say that is, this is my reasoning. Pokemon is too huge to be part of a park. Pokemon should have its own park.
That's true.
You know,
it already has a park.
I will get that one.
It does?
But they're sort of in Japan. There's, I don't know if it's still around, but they have a Pokemon theme park.
Oh,
they
don't count. They don't count.
It's like a traveling. It's like a traveling theme park.
Oh.
So the rides are kind of like more kiddie-ish, like merry rounds, and like the roller coaster they have is like a Crazy Mouse themed roller coaster. So
Jesus. Yeah. Well, but
it's all Pokemon.
That's the bootleg. That's the bootleg Pokemon over there. But yeah, I think Pokemon should have like its own thing, and I think that would be pretty cool because it is its own world altogether.
You should be able to go like it. Oh, what if you mixed Pokemon theme park, virtual reality theme park, and you could go catch them all?
Oh my! My childhood dream would come true.
Mind blown. Boom.
Then I could be the very best that no one ever was. To catch my real best, but seeing them is my gods.
That would be really cool. Anyway, moving on to our last topic here. So there was an article that was put out on Uprocks. I don't even know how to pronounce this name of this website, but uprocks.com, I should say, put out I guess an opinion piece on why Spider-Man should go to Netflix instead of the theaters, and it's pretty interesting. It's not a very long article, but it's, in my opinion, I think they're right. Because I feel like it's been done in the movies. It's just okay, how many more of these Spider-Man movies are we going to go watch? Because we had the first 3 with Tobey Maguire, and then we have these other set with I forgot his name, but with this whole origin,
Andrew Garfield,
and the whole.
Just think of Garfield the cat when you need to think of his name.
Garfield the cat, yeah. We have the origin story there again, and then they presented a slightly different Spider-Man in this one. So it's I don't know how many more reboots we can go through to get a proper Spider-Man thing going.
Yeah, I totally feel that, man. A show seems way more viable at this point. Seems like you could do more with the show, at least in telling story and not having to, because it seemed like with all these movies, I don't know, man. I just wasn't a fan of really much of any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think a show would be way better. Yeah.
Yeah. I like 1 and 2 for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I thought they were pretty cool. 3 was, I thought I was high when I was watching that movie. It made no damn sense. But it's, I think they should try to make it into a live action show. I mean, damn, we have a live theater production of Spider-Man. Turn Off the Dark,
which I unfortunately saw.
Really? How was it?
It was, to be fair, the stage. I think when I saw it, that was apparently the version I saw was when the show was rebooted. They changed the storyline because apparently the original storyline was batshit insane retarded, and this was I guess in the original story they had, there's a character named Arachne who is supposed to be, based off the mythological, the Greek mythological character Arachne, who was, her story was supposed to be she had some, Athena was jealous of her or something like that.
Okay.
So they had a spindle contest or something. I don't know. And Arachne lost. So as punishment, Athena turned her into a spider, and that's why we get spider. I don't know. That's supposed to be like the legend behind. That's where the word arachnid comes from.
No.
Well, that's where the word arachnid comes from. So it's supposed to be like, oh, this story was like, they made it like in the original story that like apparently Arachne, the goddess, was the one who controlled the spider to bite Peter Parker, so she was like the power behind him, but she was also the main villain.
No, it was a freak accident.
No,
it was a radioactive spider, and it was a freak accident.
Yes, exactly. But that was the original story. The reboot, she was still in there, but she only played like a very minor role. She wasn't the main villain this time. It was the Green Goblin. And Arachne was just like more like the guidance, like the spirit of the spider.
Broadway can't get it right either, obviously.
Wow,
right?
so maybe
cinema can't get it right. Broadway can't get it right. Maybe Netflix can get it right. I say, give the role to Donald Glover and make a Netflix show.
Just go with the ultimate. Go with the Ultimate Spider-Man. Miguel
Donald
Morales.
Glover for Spider-Man.
Yeah, just go with that route and call it a day, and I think that will probably work. But I don't know. But whatever.
The thing. Going back to the show, because there's other things I want to talk about if we have time.
We got some time. Yeah.
It's like the props were really cool, the stage sets were really cool, but it was like I don't know. Plus, it was weird. Like you'll see like J. Jonah Jameson talking about like, oh, these kids today are reading the news. Print's going out of business. All the kids are reading on the internet nowadays. And then later on, you see a newsboy coming out going, extra, extra, read all about it. Spider-Man saves today. I'm like, what era is this? you have James talking about the internet,
it's
and yet you have a newsboy.
There's a 1940s, boy.
Don't get me started on the costumes for the villains. Oh my god.
What are you like falling apart? Like
No, it's just the way they were designed. There's like a video online of what they look like.
Oh, okay.
The Green Goblin's outfit alone is really creepy and fabulous at the same time, but more creepy.
Like sequins fabulous? Like, just glitter everywhere?
Fabulous should never be it should never be a adverb used for
Green Goblin.
Used for villain. Like, fabulous should never be it.
They had, they had all the other villains. They even had a whole big musical number about the villains taking over the city. So they had like Kraven, they had Electro, they had Carnage.
Carnage.
They had Carnage.
How do you even think to try and bring Carnage to stage? Carnage. Like, how do you? They don't even have the balls to do that on the movies. You know what I mean? Like, how do you?
And he had a very minor role anyway. All the villains had minor roles. They were just there. And they had who's the bee guy? Wait,
the bee guy?
Who's the one who's made up of bees? He's a Spider-Man villain.
Made of
Swarm.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that villain.
It's a real villain. So they had Swarm, they had Kraven the Hunter, but their costumes are ridiculous. Swarm is supposed to be a guy made up of bees, so this costume, he looks like a freaking striped Michelin man with bees hanging off him like pieces of popcorn. And then you had Kraven the Hunter had a lion on his chest that would come to life and roar, like the mouth would open.
Oh,
and Electro is like some weird guy made up with thunderbolts around his body. Carnage was the only decent one. He was the only cool one, but the best one was the Lizard. The Lizard was just a guy with just an inflatable dinosaur that bursts out his chest.
Wow. So pretty much Turn Off the Dark Spider-Man Broadway show is cosplay expensively gone wrong. That's what it sounds like to me.
Alright, I talked about that for way too long, but you have to just
go see
all of this.
Okay. Well, I don't think
the music good either.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Netflix can save this franchise, or maybe Sony needs to stop being a bitch and just like release the rights to Marvel and call it a day. so that maybe Marvel can save it, but who knows? But yeah, that brings us to the end of the show. Don't forget to find us on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. We're on there. Just look for Pondering Nerdcast. It'll be pretty easy to find. You see the nice little logo behind us that's rotating. That's what it looks like, and all that good stuff. And please check out gamingrebellion.com. That's where you will find our, this season's podcast on there, like all the latest episode, the video and the audio version, along with great articles by the Gaming Rebellion crew. It's fun over there. Join the community, participate, show some love. And, until next time, guys, we will see you online somewhere and all that good stuff. All right. Laters.
Peace.
Hi, guys.